happening. Last night, I feel like we've been making fun of you too much. I might change this.
No, just read it.
All
I'm
right.
curious what you wrote.
Last night in a candlelit New Jersey salon with a sign out front that read, highlights, subtle but stunning. An elite committee of analysts, savants, and guys who want to wear a full NASCAR suit tomorrow fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all sports. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for a way too early edition of Nick's Tears.
See, I don't mind the highlights lie because the audience sees me every day and knows it's not true. My hair's been the same color for a decade.
It was in that Washington Post photo shoot.
I didn't have highlights.
That's what made it pop, because you don't generally do it. But it was like blonde highlights. It looked good.
We do think it looked good.
Yeah,
we want
was
you to get
hot.
highlights. It's our
Time for the tears.
They are on you today.
KW's gonna, after the show, KW's gonna say to one of the producers, you should have made Marshall change this tier name.
Oh, no.
Bottom of the tiers.
Oh, wow.
Death spiral.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
I just don't know how these teams extract themselves from where they're at right now. Dolphins and Cardinals paid the wrong quarterback. They want to move on from him. That's going to be expensive. The Browns really paid the wrong quarterback and still don't know what they're doing. And the Jets, I did a lot of research on this, still the Jets. And so I just don't know how those teams extract themselves from their situations. One playoff team? Odds are yes among these six.
Yeah.
That one of them gets it. The Saints got hot at the end of the year. The Titans hope they can follow a poor man's version of what the Patriots just did. Defensive second-time head coach, second-year quarterback taken super high, building off the year. The Steelers were in the playoffs last year, fired the coach. We know the story there. Vikings, this is a big year for KOC, man. He got a lot of quarterback whisperer stuff for, wow, look what he got out of Sam Darnold. Now all of a sudden Sam Darnold's like, I got that out of myself, maybe.
Yeah.
And so
That's interesting. So let's say J.J. McCarthy struggled in.
Yeah.
I would think they'd be crazy to get rid of KO.
I'm not saying he's on the hot seat. What I'm saying is part of he's been to the playoffs a couple times, lost both times. I think both.
Well, his
won home
playoffs, yeah.
Right,
his playoff
and so,
record is
but
good.
his claim to fame is quarterback whisperer. J.J. McCarthy ain't deaf. Like, say some
I would
sweet
think
nothings
they
in his
blame
ear.
McCarthy.
Las Vegas Raiders, #1 pick, new head coach, and the Giants, who are going to be a very trendy pick, and I get it. Division seems maybe up for grabs a bit, depending on what you think of Philly and people like Harbaugh. Their fans believe, and that's worth something. Fans of all three of these teams think we're going to the playoffs. The Falcons finished 8-9 for like the fourth time in 5 years. The moment they were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, they're going to be the best team in football. The Panthers made the playoffs and won the division. And the Colts, like, we were cooking, and our quarterback got hurt. They hope, obviously, assuming he's back and signed. They have to sign him, and he has to be healthy, but their fans believe. Anxious offseason. Philly, Washington, Tampa. And that offseason will lead to, I think, an anxious regular season. I think in Philly, there's real concern. Is Lane Johnson going to retire? And how, what does that mean for us? Are we going to trade A.J. Brown? This whole new coaching staff. Washington, I think in the national media, we're just like, oh, Jaden's injuries, man. But it was more than just the quarterback got hurt. That defense, that was an older defense, looked old this year, and they fell far from, obviously, the unbelievable 2024 season for them. And Tampa, I thought Tampa could be this year's Seahawks. Not win the Super Bowl, but get there. A team that had been consistently, 8, 9, 10 wins, not necessarily front of the marquee brand, but similar quarterback story, great wide receiver, those things. And instead, Tampa collapsed at the end of last year. And now I think everybody, whether it's Baker on it, am I ever going to get that actual star quarterback contract? Todd Bowles got it. He goes into the year maybe on the hottest seat other than Aaron Glenn. They're actually the same. Bengals and the Cowboys. They both have owners that are a hindrance to winning. They both have statistically prolific quarterbacks. they both have excellent and insanely expensive, or soon to be insanely expensive, wide receiver duos. They both have a defensive plan of probably won't be worse, huh? Am I right? Like, probably? It probably won't be worse, guys. Just enough to make you believe. Lions, Rams, Chargers, Texans. Lions, we know what the talent is. We also know for different reasons the defense or the team has kind of stumbled down the stretch the last 2 years. The Niners, I mean, they damn near had the 1 seed with all those injuries last year. The Chargers, have you seen the most yards in NFL history through 6 years? It's still Justin Herbert's. Have you seen the throws he makes in September and October and the rushing bats?
And don't count the summer, too.
Yeah, no doubt. Texans, D'Amico and the defense, they are one of 2 teams in the NFL, along with Buffalo, to have won a playoff game in each of the last 3 seasons. That's the full list, I believe. However, deep down, I think all of us feel like, man, Dan Kimball was right. The Lions' best chance was 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game. And the Niners are always going to be injured. And the playoffs are going to still be a thing that happens at the end of the regular season for Herbert. And what's going on with C.J. Stroud since the lecture led to losing? Was it a fluke? Either direction is the question. Was the 2025 season a fluke? Is the question both of these teams have. The Patriots obviously are hoping the answer is no, while the Ravens are hoping the answer is yes. The Patriots are like, no, it's not a fluke. We're building on that, and we're maybe not going to win more than 14 games, but we're here to stay. The Ravens are like, man, our quarterback suffered a handful of different injuries. He and the coach, whatever, we're going to be back. Flip side for the Patriots is easiest schedule in 25 years to what looks like a pretty tough one. For the Ravens, mobile quarterback, all of a sudden, who's now not either been in or available for the playoffs 3 of the last 5 years. Is it on, is this 2025 more of what's to come? JV Seahawks Rams, who they hope to become the varsity this year. These teams played 3 games this year. They were all 3 epics. They all 3 came down to the wire. The team that won the first and lost the last 2, including in the playoffs. And they hope that the NFC North can be next year, this past year's NFC West, that they can be the 2 front label teams, if you will, and fight each other out not only for divisional supremacy, but conference supremacy. Finally, the Hunters, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now I get it. You make 7 straight conference championship games, you win the most games in the league, you play the most games, you do all this, and you have one bad year that was not simply due to the quarterback being hurt. They were bad before the quarterback got hurt, and all of a sudden, a 30-year-old quarterback in his prime, who is universally accepted as, at worst, the 3rd greatest quarterback of all time, they're old news. Not sure why, not sure the argument for it, but I do know this. They are no longer the hunted. They are the hunters. I'm excited for it. Because people like all these teams better than them. Question is, though, can they break through? They all had a chance this playoffs without the Chiefs there, without the Ravens there. I'd say without the Bengals there, but the Bengals are never there. Can they, this year, finally, for the Broncos, make the first Super Bowl in 30 or 28 years? For the Bills, in more than 40 years? For the Jags, ever? Closer than you thought. So here's what I mean. Last year, the Philadelphia Eagles played the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs. The Rams were down less than a score in the red zone in the final moments of the game for a chance to beat the Eagles. They failed on a 4th down, and the Eagles then curb stomped their way to a championship. This year, the Los Angeles Rams were in the red zone, down less than a score against the Seattle Seahawks in the final moments. They didn't get it, and the Seahawks then curb stomped the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The Rams have been maybe a play away from not only winning a playoff game, but beating a team that no one else came close to. And what you guys demanded, or Wildes demanded, and you guys foolishly agreed with them on, like, yeah, Mahomes Mountain. Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. This should be a top. That's not how that works. For tiers, however, it of course does. The champs. The Seahawks are literally the champs, and they don't have their quarterback retiring. They don't have major guys we expect to leave. They're atop the tiers. Greg?
That was better than I thought. 1 second, once I look at it.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, I was trying
Yeah,
to
I
support you.
completely disagree.
With what?
So this is what my takeaway from the tiers right now is like it's like eye candy, your titles. You want to distract us with all these
that's a
nice
good take.
titles
Good take.
and was it a fluke? So you bring the Pats who were in the Super Bowl all the way down.
It's way too early, so we're not so focused.
Finally, the Hunters, so you
Yeah.
have them up. Like, wait.
yeah.
The Chiefs, it's the tiers. They should not be this high. They simply should not be this
let's
high.
discuss.
And this has nothing to do with me not just believing in this team, but
Should not be above any playoff teams?
they don't deserve that right now. They do not deserve that. When you have a quarterback in question of whether or not he's going to even start the season, they do not deserve to be right there. I'm sorry, Nick. Like, you can say they're the hunted, they're finally the Hunters, excuse me, and that's fine, but they can hunt from well below because they're going to have to.
Got them beneath three
Like,
AFC teams.
Yeah. Every other team that finished third or less in their own division is well below them. So just because they have Patrick, we don't know if they're going to have Patrick Mahomes once again. And when we've seen them without Patrick Mahomes, this is what they look like.
Without Patrick Mahomes, they're not a good team.
We know that,
Yeah, I
which is
agree.
why I'm shocked that you just have them starting already far too high for these tiers. And again, don't be distracted, everyone, by the titles of the tiers. It's still the tiers. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he has them as the 6th best team in the National Football League
Yeah, it
right
might
now.
be low.
No, that is not low. It's not low enough.
Now that I think about that, you're right.
So
That was a strong take.
So here's the thing. That would have felt more compelling if I hadn't just watched the AFC side of the playoffs. Because I don't know who you watched this postseason in the AFC and were like, oh my God, watch out for them, because I didn't see any of those teams. And you're right to at least question whether or not Patrick will be there for week 1. I'm here to tell you he's going to be dancing at Travis's wedding and starting for the Chiefs in week 1 in September, but we'll see. But I am very confident that if they get in, and I think even if Patrick missed the first month, they could get in, that they will immediately regain their spot as the scariest team in the AFC, since every team that will be in the playoffs will have something in common. Yeah, that team's knocked us out before in the playoffs. Maybe not the Patriots. We haven't played you guys. And so we'll see. I feel like there was a level of deference given to the 2010 or 2009 New England Patriots, who hadn't won a Super Bowl in 5 years and were coming off missing the playoffs and their quarterback blowing out his knee, but that the Chiefs evidently have not earned, so be it. We'll see how it plays out.
But
They were
what was our
11
record?
and 5.
Yeah, I think.
when they
Thank you,
missed the
baby.
playoffs.
But you guys also were not coming, you guys hadn't, the Chiefs, you're right, were worse this past year, but they were far better than the 05, 06 Patriots, 07 Patriots, pretty great.
The thing that I'm worried about, and it's not a fun topic, is that Tom Brady blew out his knee in the first game.
Yep.
And Patrick Mahomes blew out his knee.
Again, don't be
in week
fooled.
15.
Week
Don't
15.
be fooled by the eye candy.
Well,
Why do you think you're out here, buddy?
Don't try to make fluff me up, make me feel good.
soften you up.
Yeah, he's
Soften you up. Look, that was a strong take. And a salute to that. First of all, Marshall, he does a fantastic job. The titles are.
Oh my
But
God.
it
Bring
is.
him out.
It's like two separate things.
They
So
are.
the titles are great. I often love the titles, but then I'm like, well, why this team shouldn't be this high or this low or whatever. And I apologize to Marshall for yesterday when Danny was making. I kind of with Marshall.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like he didn't exist. I'm sorry about that, Marshall. But anyway, I do agree with Greg, and I am saying, Nick, the Chargers should be much higher. Here's how much.
What?
Put them on the 3rd tier with Denver, Buffalo, and the Jags. And here's why. I mean, ever heard of Rashawn Slater?
Several
And
times.
I know you heard of Joe Alt. We mocked it on Joe Alt. Joe Alt, the best offensive lineman ever created. But first of all, they got a great head coach. I think we all agree with that, Jim Harbaugh. They've got
Done a bang-up job.
They are bringing back 2 all Pro Bowl level or all pro level tackles that they did not have this year.
Yeah.
All right. They are bringing in Mike freaking McDaniel to work with Justin Herbert. Now, I get it. You can roll your eyes if it was he's the head coach, but he's the OC. He is going to have a field day with Justin Herbert and defensively. And look, I've talked up Jesse Minter. He went there. He helped the defense.
And he's gone.
Yeah, but it was some Minter. It was a lot Harbaugh. Because Harbaugh, he's the one that was the head coach when they went from like 24th defensively to 1st. Harbaugh, 6 seasons as a head coach, including San Francisco, never had a defense that was outside of the top 10 in scoring defense. So defensively, mentor or not, they are going to be legit defensively. And offensively, I mean, they got 2 good running backs, assuming they're healthy, Amari and Hampton, Vidal. Like, I don't know what's not to like. Now, if you want to say playoffs, okay. But regular season, I think they're going to have a strong, they're my pick to win that division.
I cannot believe pretty soon you're going to be talking about how much you like the Cavs and James Harden. I can't believe.
No, this is not about Justin Herbert. This is about the whole
You're
team.
really in on Mike McDaniel now, too.
I
in a good
am.
way.
I like him as an OC. And they're bringing back their tackles. That's got to help.
It does.
I think that I have a crazy take before you go, KW. I think the Chargers, people aren't going to believe this, are going to be who they've been my entire life.
That's fair take.
They're gonna win somewhere from 9 to 11 games. They're gonna have some moments where like, oh my God, this might be the year.
The best team in football.
Oh, holy smokes! And then they're gonna finish somewhere around 5th or 6th in their own conference at the end of the day. That's what I think.
We'll see that happening.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Texans, but before I do, a quick prologue about the Denver Broncos. I don't know why the Denver Broncos are above the Patriots. The Patriots had the easiest schedule in the league, very true. The Denver Broncos had the 2nd easiest schedule in the league. The Denver Broncos won the AFC, were the number 1 seed because they got to beat the Packers when Micah Parsons went down. They were losing that game when Micah Parsons was in the game. Then they went to Kansas City and beat, not Patrick Mahomes, they beat a backup quarterback, and then they beat the Chargers with Justin Herbert and everybody resting. And while the Patriots had the easiest schedule and were blasting teams, the Broncos had the 2nd easiest schedule and were having late comeback wins and were waving the flag like it was a good thing. It's not a good thing. You should have been blasting those teams. And that's why I'm selling all my Broncos stock for the next year. But I'm not here to talk about the Broncos.
Wow, you did a
Bonus take.
Wow,
That was a bonus take.
I like
the
That
Broncos.
was pretty good. I didn't know they had the 2nd easiest schedule.
That was and historically, it's like it's like a historically
14,
easy schedule as
somewhere
well.
around there.
All right, quickly on the Texans. I've decided to become a Texans guy.
This pencil is from the Girl Scouts World's Fair from Russia 2004.
I told you that my dad went and bought.
Where did this come
Oh
from?
my God! Now we're gonna talk about this.
He's trying to deter you.
My father bought. When my father sees a deal, he bought maybe 30 pounds of pencils when I was a child. And he's like, look, I'll never have to worry about pencils. And they're all mistakes and like people like misprints.
Okay, all right, sorry, as you were.
Wow.
In any event, the Texans.
He was right, though.
They're the new Seahawks. The Seahawks blueprint. Elite defense, great defensive-minded coach, and a quarterback who can get even better. So I've been saying that the Texans were actually the best defense. I mean, it's hard now because the Seahawks have the championship. Points, they were 0.2 away, and Seahawks got to play Max Broussard and shut him out. So the numbers are kind of cooked a little bit. Yards, Texans were better. Sacks, exactly the same. Touchdowns, interception goes to the Texans. Passer rating goes to the Texans. I thought the Texans were the best defense.
I agree.
And you saw Stafford was an antidote to the Seahawks defense, but I saw Mahomes get eaten up by the Texans defense. I saw Josh Allen play one of the worst games of his career against the Texans defense. I saw Drake May play one of the worst games of his career. No, I'm sorry. Drake May actually played excellent. That was a true mistake. 2, quick on D'Amico. Coaches that have just gotten to the playoffs in their first 3 seasons. It's not a big list. So, like, we know that he's a good coach. Like, wow, is he a historically good coach? Like, according to this graphic, he is. He's, waiting to break through to that next round. They just kind of get stuck, hit a ceiling.
4 excellent coaches in Barry Switzer.
And finally, so the question's just CJ. There was a point where we all just unanimously believed in CJ, and then we've kind of just, our stock has kind of lowered a little bit. So if you say, hey, can he be an MVP candidate? Like, I think that was our highest of highs. We're like, he's going to be in the running for MVPs. Maybe we're off of that. Can he be better than Sam Darnold and say, hey, man, you don't need to light it up. You just need to play clean football, and our defense will take care of it. Maybe that takes a little bit of the pressure off. Maybe he's, gets a little bit better in year 4, and all of a sudden the Texans are in the Super Bowl.
Oh, very quickly here. Maybe not. But I've got Russia on the brain because of that pencil.
Sure.
Any historians out there remember a time in the 80s where the Russians, Soviet Union at the time, fighting the Afghans, and we wanted the Russians depleted, so we in the shadows aided the Afghans. Not because necessarily we cared so much, but because we were trying to help them defeat our enemy. It's a proxy war.
Yeah, I've heard.
Kevin Wildes is currently fighting a proxy war on Drake May's playoff critiques.
There's a part of that.
And the way he's doing it is, hey, that Texans team sure was awesome, wasn't it, guys?
The Texans defense was the best defense.
Can you imagine if someone scored
defense
28 and threw 3 touchdowns
after the
on the
Bills
Texans
game?
defense?
Greg, after Josh Allen was just lost, everyone was like, this Texans team is the best defense. No one draft teams you don't want to play. I'll take the Texans number 1. The Texans are amazing.
It's a Drake May proxy war, and I respect it.
The Texans.
Buddy, I respect it.
I'm the Texans guy. I'm going to get a Cowboy.
How are you the Texans guy?
I just claimed I'm the Texans guy. And I'm a Patriots guy too, but I'm a Texans guy.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.